I truly believe that there is a vast but subtle gap between a player who is considered to be a good player and one who is considered to be a great player. And this is in fact based on the access to knowledge and the ability to apply that knowledge in game situations, the amount of work and practice you have put in your game. I have a very compact video for you here today, guys, so stay tuned and check this. Hey guys, my name is Apex LNU and I am your aspiring professional pool player straight out of the small island of Jamaica, and I have a very interesting video for you here today, one that overlaps the mathematical skill set applied on the pool table with one of the most important aspect of becoming a professional player. Now, the very first time that I did this, it was about 2 years ago. Let's take a look back down memory lane. And I aim here at 55, then I should be able to go 3 rails into the back of the 3. Let's have a look at this example. Right, so I'm going to go in between the 60 diamond and the 78 diamond, which is about 65. So that's where I'm going to leave my cue ball, to show you that the system works in between diamond increments. Once again, my 4 ball here is approximately, as you can see here, 2 diamonds away from the side rail, and it is now what? 4 diamonds down from the short rail. So that is 1, 2, aim to aim at diamond 45. That is in between diamond 40 and 50, diamond 45, and I should be able to go 3 rails and make contact with the 4. Fantastic system this is. So here we go. Oh, that was a beautiful shot there by Apex LNU. And if you were to go onto YouTube, guys, and you can search for that video, I did this video about 3 years ago, well, a little bit over 2.5 years ago, and it has been one of my most successful videos. So if you type in 3 cushion billiards, you will find me searching here. You will see me floating up on your homepage at about 6,400 views. I think I did a repost of that video as well. That was on my 9-foot table that I had when I just started my YouTube channel. So the quality isn't all that wonderful, but I'm here on my 8-foot table, and this is about 2 years later, where not only have I advanced with using this system, but I'm going to be showing you the mathematical breakdown of how this system is applied. We're going to be talking about the rail values, the cue ball values, and the calculation behind how to kick this shot. We're going to be looking at several examples of its application in a real game situation. So there you can see, that's the part that we're trying to carry the cue ball on. We want to catch the long rail, the short rail, the long rail, and we want to kick in behind the object ball. And this is the kind of kick system that causes a separation between the cue ball and the object ball. Now, for the purpose of easy explanation here, I'm going to be placing the object ball at about a diamond width length away from the long rail, and all the object balls are going to be in a straight line coming to the full length of the table. Now, of course, there is a threshold to which this system can be applied. So there you can see I've placed my cue ball there into the corner pocket, which I've labeled diamond 5. Now, as you can see, I'm pointing my shaft, and the idea here is that I want to be catching the long rail, the short rail, and the long rail, and into the back of the 1, or I can go into the back of the 2, the 3, and or the 4. So into the 1, into the 2, into the 3, and when you get down to this ball here, it gets a little bit tricky in towards the 4 ball here. So the cue ball is labeled at diamond 5. Now in a second, I'm going to be showing you how I got that value to be diamond value 5. In fact, we can either use 5 or 50 for easier calculation here. So let's have a look at the cue ball real values here. So for the cue ball real values here, we are going to place the cue ball here in the corner pocket, which is obviously going to be 0. And then the first diamond here is going to be 15. Then we're going to increase the values by 5, so that's 20, 25, that is 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. So 50 is the value that I like to use because it's easier for the calculation. If you guys would like to take a look at the real values using that same system there, you can check the link that is pinned in the description box below for any videos that may be mentioned in this one here. So the idea here is that I'm looking at the object ball values, as you see me pointing there on the rail. So now the object ball values, guys, are going down by increment values of 10. Now it does get a little bit confusing, guys, because remember that the cue ball value starts at 15 and increases by 5, and the object ball value starts at 10 and increases by 10. So please bear that here in mind. Now the idea here is that I want to be able to kick 3 rails, and I'm going to be showing you some pro examples later on in the video where this system is used not only by top pro players but players such as Carlo Biado, and of course you can see here where we use it by Alex Kazakis here. So the idea here is the calculation is that, as you can see there, the formula is the third rail contact minus the second rail contact. That will give you the exit point value in towards the target. So now let's say that I'm wanting to hit the 2 ball there. The 2 ball is 1 diamond across from the long rail and 3 diamonds down. Well, 2 diamonds down. So if I subtract the second rail value from the third rail value, it will tell me the value that I need to come into the back of the target ball. So as you can see me demonstrating my shaft, that is what I'm doing in my mind here. Now let's look at the first rail contact. How do we know where to aim on the first rail? So the starting point where we're going to be aiming the cue ball is going to be equal to the third rail contact from the starting point to give us the first rail contact. Now I want to go in behind the 1 here, and my cue ball is at 50. The 1 ball is approximately 2 diamonds down from the short rail and 1 diamond across from the long rail. So if we subtract 2 from 1, we will end up with 1, or if you take 10 from 20, you'll end up with 10. Now to get towards 10, I'm going to have to subtract the exit point value from the starting value to get the first rail contact. So if I aim here at 40, that is towards the back of the side pocket, then I should come 1, 2, 3 rails in behind the 1, and potentially there's 2 situations that can come from this. Let's have a look at the replay here. In towards the back of the side pocket, halfway between the first diamond and the pocket, in behind the 1, and what you notice here is that the 1 ball and the cue ball goes separate paths. Now you have a chance to kick that 1 ball down towards the short rail depending on how much of the object ball you hit, and the cue ball will stay somewhere depending on the speed in the same area where the target ball was. So that's important. Now I like to test for consistency, so again I'm going to be just testing. Maybe that was lucky. So again I'm going to be aiming towards the back of the side pocket, coming down 1, 2 rails and kicking it again. This time here I kind of sold out, so to speak, but this is not a game situation. This is a case where I'm just teaching you how to kick at the object ball there. Alright, now all my points of reference will be coming from the corner pocket. In part 3 of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to come off the short rail as well, so stay tuned, guys. Now here you can see I'm going for the 2 ball this time, and the 2 ball is 2 diamonds down from the long rail and 1 diamond across from the corner pocket on the short rail. So 1 from 3 gives 2. So in order for me to contact the 2 ball, I need to hit the second diamond on the long rail. Now of course here 50 minus 20 gives me 30, so I'm going to be aiming towards 30 on the first rail contact. Here let's have a look at the replay. Aiming from 50, aiming towards the third diamond here, and it goes long short rail and come in behind the 2 here. On a good day, guys, you're going to kick these balls into the pocket. If you're playing 9 ball, you're going to get lucky. If you're playing 10 ball, you want to be mindful of the direction that the object ball is going, so you can potentially make a heroic kick shot. You know, these are shots that you're going to see pro players. And I'm going to show you later on in the video how Alex Kazakis and Carlo Biado actually went into this type of 3 reel kicking here. It is crazy. It was in the Maldives Open earlier on this year here. So again, testing for consistency here. I'm going to be kicking at the 2 ball. And this is a little bit like the Conti system. The Conti system for 3 reel kick, except that I'm actually using the Sid system here to explain it. Right? Sid Banner is a true professional, long time 3 cushion billiards player that really exposed the art of using these numerical values towards kicking these object balls here. So again, testing for consistency. Aiming from the corner towards the 3rd diamond, coming towards the 2nd diamond and kicking that 2 ball there and getting yourself out of a snooker. Alright, so as I said, guys, it's a compact video. I'm going to be doing part 2 shortly as well, where I'm kicking from the end rail. There's just a lot coming up on the channel, guys, here. Now, here for this 3 ball, now it gets a little bit tricky because I'm heading very close towards the side pocket here. Now, again, you can see me moving my shaft. The 3 ball is 3 diamonds down from the long rail and 1 diamond across from the short rail. So that's going to be 1 minus, pardon me, it is 4 diamonds. It's across from the side pocket. So 1 minus 4 is 3. If I want to touch diamond 3 on the final rail, I'm going to have to aim at diamond 2 here. And you can see, nice kick there, getting escaped. Didn't hit it as flush as I would want to, but it did make contact, which is essentially the objective of this type of kick here. Now, you will see in the corner, in the top right hand corner, occasionally you'll see where I'm pointing at how much spin you should use. A lot of players will underestimate how much spin, because one of the most crucial variable when it comes to this kick is not using too much, but at the same time not using too little. You will encounter me missing this kick later on, especially for this one coming up here. You're gonna see where at one point my calculation was right, but I did in fact kick and I came short. Then I went again, then I used then I went long. So the spin is going to be crucial. You want to use about a quarter to a half tip of spin depending on your table. So the 4 ball here is 5 diamonds down on the long rail. And again, it is in line with the diamond here on the short rail. The first diamond here on the short rail. 1 from 5 leaves 4. Now the cue ball needs to head towards the back of the side pocket here. So 40 minus 50 is 40 minus 50 is 10. So I'm aiming towards the first diamond there on the long rail. Now here's an example where, of course, missing a kick shot of this magnitude it can happen to anyone. Here we have Joshua Filler in one of the, I believe it's the European Championship. Notice the numerical values I have here on the screen. Joshua kicked 3 reels and missed. Now you might ask, why didn't Joshua go for a 1 reel kick? Remember that these professional players, when you're kicking at an object ball, you're kicking with an intent. So they're not just kicking to make contact with the object ball, you're kicking to resave their opponent. And that is an aspect of the game, guys, that I've been really tapping into for the past 2 years. Haven't gone anywhere with it, but I'm definitely making some progressive moves there. Now you see where I went long there, I used way too much spin on that shot there. It went a little bit too long. So here now I'm trying to get perfect here, kicking, and I made contact with the 4. They say that the 3rd time is a charm. But the 3rd time is a charm for a lot of players. But if you want to really test yourself, you've got to be able to test for consistency. For the purpose of this video, guys, I'm only kicking at these shots at least twice, just so you can see that the calculation is indeed correct here. So once again, aiming through diamond 1 with about a quarter tip of spin, kicking, just making a little backside kick there on the 4, but it made contact, get myself out of the safety, and I could potentially, say here, resave my opponent or get lucky here. Now we're going to be looking at some game situations, and I'm going to make these game situations very, very, very difficult. I'm going to show you how much when you're in these types of positions, why this mathematical application is crucial. It's always good to have a reference, guys. Feel is okay, but remember, when you're playing on a championship table, which I'm yet to do, but I've been observing the pros, that a lot of the system kind of breaks down when you're playing on this slick championship table. So here, what you're looking at here is that I'm trying to make contact with the 4 ball that is tucked up behind the 5. So what I did there is that I placed the 7 ball to block the potential 1 rail kick. And what I'm looking at here is going 3 rails in behind the 4. Now I also want to block the 1 rail kick towards the long rail as well, making it very, very difficult. So I don't want to leave any room. I want to set it up that I only have the option of going 3 rails. Now this shot is set up really nicely, as you would have seen in the beginning part of the video where I kicked 3 rails and kicked it into the side. This is a shot that you guys can actually say here really develop. So I'm going to be calling the 4 ball into the side, because potentially I could carom this off the 5 and it goes here. Now you'll see the numerical values popping up on the screen there, guys. I know you guys are smart enough to see what I'm doing. So I'm subtracting my 2nd rail contact from my 3rd rail contact to get the final rail contact in behind the 4. Once I've gotten that value, then I'm going to be subtracting the 3rd rail value from the starting point to head into the back of the target here. And if I do it well enough here, I should be able to kick the 4 ball into the side. Beautiful, beautiful shot there. And you'll see that again, you can see here, so coincidental, isn't it, that I'm actually kicking at the 4 ball once again. There you have it, into the side. So you can see that this system is not only about a great mathematical system on the table, but it's a system that really a lot of amateur level players are never going to get to the level. Well, not going to say never, but it's going to be difficult for them to actually hone this skill. This is something that I've used a lot. Now here's an example where Alex Kazakis and Carlo Biado was playing in the finals of the Maldives Open, and here we're looking at Carlo Biado. Let's have a look. Let's hear what the commentator has to say here. So there, Carlo kicked at the 1, missing it, leaving Alex Kazakis with a thin cut here. So Alex cuts it in, bumps off the 3, and leaves himself a little bit tricky on the 2. Now he goes for a thin cut here on the 2, and look at what happened here. Bumps the 3, snookered behind the 9. Really exasperated there, as you can see by Alex Kazakis. Now notice the numbers that I placed here on the screen. Alex is aiming through diamond 18. And look at those numbers. So subtract 18 from 30, you get 12. Kick behind the 4. Look how lucky he gets. Look how lucky Alex Kazakis gets. Wow. So that's what I'm talking about, guys. When you kick at these shots, you have the potential chance of getting lucky. Now Carlo now uses the same application here. He's aiming at diamond 12, so he's aiming through 55. 12 from 55 is 43. Shoots, goes 3 rail, kicks behind the 4. And again, you can see the difference between Carlo's kick and Alex Kazakis' kick is that Alex had used a little bit of side spin. Carlo may have not used enough, because had Carlo used enough, it would have came off the short rail and it would have hooked Alex Kazakis. Alright guys, if you enjoyed that video, hit the like button, guys. We're going to be diving into part 2 in a second. So I'll see you in part 2. Until next time, keep on practicing with precision, accuracy, consistency, and control. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.